Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Wednesday, August 30th, 2017. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. In the old David vs. Goliath story, David wound up slaying the mighty giant with a well-timed blast from his mighty slingshot. And I'm not exactly sure what kind of artillery Shaun Clarida is packing these days, but I do know that he's just about ready to empty the entire arsenal on the Olympia stage just under 3 weeks from now. In typical Shaun Clarida fashion, the giant killer has been operating at fever pitch intensity heading down the home stretch of his Olympia prep, hoping to make the most of his third straight trip to the sport's grandest stage. The improvements that this guy is able to make from year to year are nothing short of spectacular. And when you consider that he's managed to improve on his placings each of the past 2 seasons, you'd have to think that a top 3 finish seems to be well within his reach right about now. If you're looking for entertainment value at the upcoming Olympia weekend, make sure you're in the building when it's time for all the action in the fitness division to kick off. And if you're also in the market for a late Las Vegas friendly bet for a potential top 3 dark horse, you're definitely going to want to bet the house on rising third-year fitness prodigy Ariel Khdar. Very quietly, Kedar has put together a pretty spectacular season, highlighted by her win at the Miami Beach Pro and a top 6 effort back at the Arnold Classic that left everyone in the building buzzing. Word on the street is that Kedar is planning to make a major leap up in the standings at this year's contest. But when you look at the hot streak she's been riding through this last stretch of the season and the way she's managed to keep making small improvements to her presentation over the past year and change, it doesn't take a major stretch of the imagination to see her vault up the placings to push herself into legitimate top 3 contention. You can't be an elite athlete in any sport, especially bodybuilding, without having a whole lot of irrational confidence coursing through your veins. And right now, it looks like classic physique frontrunner Sadik Hadzovic has definitely got his juices flowing. Late last week, new training footage surfaced of a locked and loaded Sadiq smashing his latest back session as he tries to etch in a few last-minute details before making his way back to the classic physique Olympia stage. From what I've seen, this version of Sadiq looks to be way more complete from front to back than what we saw a year ago. So if he can manage to pack on new muscle with all sorts of lights-out conditioning, especially the stuff that we've seen him bring in the past, I have a hard time believing he won't push reigning champ Danny Hester for everything he's got. Sadik Hadzovic isn't the only retooled and reloaded athlete coming into the classic physique Olympia with a chip on his shoulders. Standout second-year man Robert Timms looks like he's coming in with some bad intentions of his own. After a truly remarkable 2016 campaign that saw him go from relatively unknown junior national winner to bringing top 10 on the Olympia stage within the span of a few months, a very rejuvenated Timms is coming into this year's contest looking to improve on his 6th place finish. Timms is one of those athletes whose physique just screams classic from the moment he sets on stage. But whether or not he's gained enough ground in the offseason to step up a few notches and really compete for a title shot is something that still remains to be seen. In the brief history of the sport, there's been a very few elite who can say that they were good enough to earn the title of Arnold Classic Women's Physique Champ, and Autumm Swanson's name is right up there near the top of the list. Over the weekend, the former Arnold champ was spotted knocking out one of her last pre-Olympia chest sessions as she prepares to make her way back to the big dance for the 3rd consecutive season. So far this year, Swanson seems to have gotten that old pop back to her physique that she had a few years ago when she was at the peak of her powers, and the look she brought into the win in Chicago back in July might have arguably been the best of her entire career. A 100% Autumm Swansen has proven that she has the talent and the drive to be the most dangerous women's physique athlete on the planet. And from a fan's perspective, there's nothing I'd rather see more than a Malacarney, Grant, Swanson, Castillo, Reardon showdown, as we can all see for ourselves firsthand what it looks like to see 5 world-class athletes square off and go toe-to-toe when the stakes are at their highest.